all between all the different maps.
Beefy McCheesy, what did you do?
I played incorrectly.
Oh no, you see.
So we're going to Lion's Arch.
Okay, yeah. So actually, Lion's Arch is part of the Wintersday decorations as well. It's where all the major action is going to be taking place for Wintersday this year. So we can talk and look around at some of the stuff you did for Lion's Arch.
Yep.
Now, when you were doing this, was this just you, or was this a team of other artists? You mentioned.
I'll go right back in there. That's okay.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna skip Lion's Arch for now and go back into Anvil Rock Borderlands.
If it lets us, then we'll go back in.
So let's see here. Waiting.
Yeah. So what was that question you just asked?
Oh, talking about the other artists. Was it you working with a team of other artists?
Usually, teams get broken down into certain disciplines. You get the prop artists; they make a lot of the assets, and then as a map artist, I usually implement those and put them into the levels. So while I didn't create the packages or the candles, I place them and decorate the town.
Okay, so would it be up to you to decide where things go and how things lay out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got a question right now. What's the average poly count for the decorations?
We try to keep them as low as we can on all aspects, because no matter how, you always want more, to put more things in there, and it's always going to mean lower poly counts. So it really it varies from asset to asset, so it's really tough to get a pinned down answer, but we just always try to work low. Always break it down to lowest polygon forms. Okay,
and we got another question just coming in right now. How long did it take for this art to be implemented?
Yeah, it's about a month. That's just, I'm usually working on the map as other people are working on, when we did this time around, we were both working on stuff at the same time. So as soon as stuff was made, I was, put it in and start decorating as fast as I could, just, getting things into the levels.
Okay. And would you meet with other artists? Do you meet with the art leads and talk about, okay, this is our plan for Wintersday this year?
Yeah.
What's the tone you're going for? You talked a little bit about the deciding the different tone, the different directions you could have taken Wintersday.
Right. There's more of a sophisticated holiday type of treatment, or a more crafted, old-timey feel, and we went more with the old-timey crafted feel than an elegant style. It just kind of fits the Wintersday theme.
Okay. So
nice big decorations, nice big blocky stuff.
Was this inspired by anything? Because we were talking about cities at one point, about how cities, real life cities would decorate.
Oh, sure. Especially things like these giant snowflakes on the walls. You see these things around downtown in cities all the time, or they take up a good amount of space, nice big decorations, and same type of thing. It works out well for us in around here.
Yeah. So we got another comment from. It's very pretty. So
Thanks.
Congrats. Where did you get inspiration from? I'm guessing for how all this was laid out. Because this looks like old photos you'd see out of New York in the 30s and 40s.
And I would do that. You go online and you do your searches, and you find your reference material, and you try to you pick and choose what you like from different areas, and it is exactly that. Different cities, different towns, how they decorated their areas.
Now, also I noticed that the snow is falling. There's snow on the ground, but everything here looks a little bit cooler. It's like you'd see on cold mornings sort of like frost on the ground or something. So is that sort of an intended effect as well, or am I seeing things?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, we do the environment. We do the environment changes to make the air, the lights cooler and more blue to give that icy look. So we'll do that and change the environment settings. So when we go into Lion's Arch, you'll see the differences between how it was more of a tropical area. Now it's has that wintry feel to it.
Right.
And I think I'll probably wander over there soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Wander over to Lion's Arch.
And off we go. So we're entering into Lion's Arch right now. This is where going to be the hub of all the major Wintersday activities. And if you don't mind, I'm going to just talk a little more about Wintersday.
Yeah,
so
please talk and I'll wander around.
So I brought some notes with me, just so I don't lose my place, and it makes it a little bit easier for me to keep going. First off, what is Wintersday? We got a lot of new fans coming in at this point, people who didn't take part in Wintersday, say, last year, or didn't take part in Wintersday when it was in Guild Wars 1. So what is Wintersday? Wintersday came into being in the Guild Wars universe when the humans first came to Tyria a long, long time ago. And usually it's a celebration at the end of the year. It's the end of the season of the Colossus, which is roughly analogous to winter, and a celebration at the beginning of the season of the Zephyr, which is roughly spring. And the human gods, Grenth, the god of death and ice, and the goddess Dwayna, the goddess of life and air, they would have a battle, and with Dwayna inevitably winning and spring coming around the corner. So that's how humans celebrate it, as the end of one thing, beginning of another. Here, 250 years into the future, after at Guild Wars 1, you have multiple races now living near each other, or at least acknowledging one another. Different races celebrate Wintersday in different fashions. Right now, we're in the multicultural city of Lion's Arch, and you're seeing a lot of different races interact. Usually a city like this, Lion's Arch would not sort of revere it for the human god aspect, but they would see it as sort of a commercial, multicultural aspect of giving gifts and enjoying each other's time, you know, at the end of the year. After a long year, like everybody else these days, we're going to be hanging out with family, you know, spending time together and giving gifts, accepting gifts, maybe in some cases returning gifts, but shh, don't say anything. So that's kind of what Wintersday has turned into right now. I'll get into more specific stuff later, but I wanted to give you guys the basics of that. So, question for Kevin here. What was the creation you most liked designing, and how did you choose what areas to decorate?
Creation. I'll skip to the second one. What areas we chose to decorate, mainly because we just wanted to keep to the most used, the most walked around areas. I mean, same type of thought goes into, you know, any type of city that decorates for the holidays. You do the main town square, you do Main Street. You don't normally go and do the back alleys and the places where people won't go to that much. So we just kind of did the same thing. Of course, the Mystic Forge bank area around Lion's Arch is, you know, big gathering spot. So you definitely want to treat that as the main focal point, and then sort of just spread out from there and kind of have it fade off.
Mm-hmm. And if you, so another question is, when you add an overall frost effect, are you literally just coding the title to say render with frost effect, or are you completely redesigning these tile sets?
Oh, okay, let's see.
Yeah,
it's kind of a different kind of question there. In the environment setting, there's all kinds of things. It's all manually done. We have to go in and do a lot of the changings, a lot of those changes manually. So there's not many things you just click a frost effect and it happens. You have to create the frost effect with the tools that we have, and to make it look that way.
Cool. Now we also got another question. Where did Grenth and Dwayna go? Well, before Guild Wars 2 started, the human gods left. They went away, and so Dwayna and Grenth are not around anymore. However, that doesn't mean that the humans who celebrate the traditional aspects of Wintersday have stopped. So they will celebrate remembering Dwayna and Grenth that way. Oh, got a lot of questions from the forums asking about Scarlet, the villain who's been causing us a lot of trouble in Guild Wars 2 as of late, asking, will Scarlet be a part of this Wintersday content? And I can tell you completely and totally,
there it is.
No, she will not show up. No. No.
No Scarlet for Wintersday.
No Scarlet for Wintersday. So, let's see, we're still in the city. So, was it the Worldview World? The hub we were at took you about, was it a half day? Mm-hmm. And the Trader's Square here. How long did this take to decorate?
Oh, it was all kind of back and forth. So they'd all kind of added up together, hours-wise. It took all the time I had from the end of Halloween till we released on Winter's Day. It was a full schedule. So it all adds up to that same amount of time period.
Okay.
I just lose track of exact hours.
So from Winter's Day 2012 last year to now, are there any changes that were made from an art standpoint for here? Only very
slight differences. We can't just click a button and have all the Winter's Day props reappear, so they all have to be redone. It's not a copy over type of thing. So while it goes a lot faster, since I knew where everything was going to go this time, it still takes a few days to put them all in. And with those changes, there's very small. You see things here and there that I altered from last year, but it'll be very tough to tell.
Okay. Okay, so we don't have any pop-up questions, so I'm going to take something out of the lore mailbag. Let's see. Why do other races celebrate Winter's Day if only humans had it in Guild Wars 1? Well, again, the holiday spread in Guild Wars 2 roughly because all the races, started to live together. Now, keep in mind that just because they're celebrating Winter's Day doesn't mean they're celebrating Winter's Day like humans do. Humans would keep the more traditional one. Norn would look at it as a end-of-the-year celebration. We made it through this year. We're halfway out of the dark, and we're going to celebrate with bonfires, drinks, family, and other activities. The Asura would consider it a time to perhaps give some gifts to the prodigy, their children, and they would run contests with their children at the time and give gifts for good little prodigy and more homework to bad prodigy. Char, the Char could pretty much take it or leave it. Oh, nice shot there.
I do what I can.
Yes. Are you gonna hit that kid?
Sure.
All right. Oh!
I like
hit the Quaggin.
Baby Quaggins are more fun.
Oh my! Oh, right in the head. I'm sorry.
He was asking for it.
He's a big round target. He is like a massive strike zone.
He was saying nasty things to me earlier.
Yeah, and he writes bad checks. So, but anyway, going back to different races celebrated differently. Although in Lion's Arch, because you have a lot of different races, the people who live in Lion's Arch are not typical from their racial norms. So they'll celebrate it on their own terms. Usually in Lion's Arch, that means people come in and spend money, and everybody isn't happy in Lion's Arch because Lion's Arch is all about trade and money and, well, throwing probably the biggest festivals that you'd see in Guild Wars 2.
Mm-hmm. We'll cruise over to the PvP area.
All right, let's go check out PvP. Oh, I had another question. Where are the Grenches from Guild Wars 1, and why aren't they in Guild Wars 2? Well, Grenches were servants of Grenth, the god of death and ice. And the Grenches in Winter's Day Past would try to destroy presents before they could be handed out. Meanwhile, the snowmen, who were created by who were servants of Dwayna, would try to prevent the presents from being smashed. Grenches are something from a Guild Wars 1 era. So they, that's then. We're in Guild Wars 2 now. But for fans of Guild Wars 1, I will say this. Keep an eye out. You might see something a little bit analogous to the snowmen and the Grenches in Lion's Arch. From chat, we got a comment saying, I had this idea of Jormag decorated with Wintersday decorations and garland. I don't know about that. Although he would be really cool to see with those little white sparkling lights. So, who knows? I imagine that's going to take a really long extension cord. Another question that we got, does feasting on roasted quaggan on the eve of Wintersday bring luck and fortune during the new year? No. You see, quaggan, it's like ham. You have to bake the ham. Skrit, however, you roast. So that's really what you need to do. A question is all the content of Wintersday different at all from last year? There's going to be a gameplay preview, a live gameplay preview on Monday talking about all the Wintersday activities, and I'll leave it for there. There's a couple different things that are going into it, and that's all I'm going to say. Why do you always host holidays in LA? I think a lot of people would rather have it in Divinity. Well, LA is kind of a popular stomping ground for players in the game, and it serves as sort of a center of the universe, sort of like how New York is. A lot of people come to New York to see the decorations. It's sort of the place where everybody comes to. Yeah. As far as why wouldn't it be in different cities, that's sort of a design and art question that I can't answer.
Yeah, we'd love to decorate more and more. It's tough to find the time.
Yeah.
To decorate outside of where we've already gone to so far.
Right. And talk a little bit about the PvP. Why
the lobby?
Yeah, the lobby. I mean, this looks.
You got to give PvP some love for holidays.
Yeah, I mean, this looks amazing.
So.
Granted, I don't really play PvP, so coming into here and seeing it all decorated, it's like I've gone somewhere completely new.
Yeah, it looks a lot different than it normally does. Just packages and candles everywhere. But yeah, just like Halloween. I don't want to leave anyone out, so PvP gets their lobby decorated.
So this is going with the sort of general vibe of, how did you phrase it? Sort of classy or classic sort of decoration?
Yeah, or crafty-ish.
Crafty-ish, thank you. Yeah. Yes, and so there wasn't anything of like, we want to do a warfare version of Wintersday since this is PvP or?
No, none of that.
Okay. So. All right, so I think we're kind of clear on questions from chat right now. Yeah. In 2012, Wintersday, we introduced Toymaker Tixx, who flew around to the different cities and eventually moored in Lion's Arch to hand out presents, and so you could take part in the Toymaker Tixx adventures inside of his airship. We got a question from the forums that asked, what made Tixx decide to go and create the airship and all the toys? What's his drive for creating toys? And does he have a companion or partner to help or compete against him? And does he have a nemesis? Well, the story is, Tixx has been a toy maker in Radasum, the Asuran home city, for many years. It's his profession. It's his calling. He's designed the airship as a factory, and it's sort of a publicity stunt. And because of that, he grew in fame. When Lion's Arch held the Toymaker contest, I believe last year, to see who would be the Grand Marshal of Wintersday, Tixx won. And as a result, his toy sales have gone through the roof. And now he's making a return because he went over like gangbusters last year. He's making a return this year. There's lots of competition between toy makers, however, but Tixx has no specific nemesis yet. His notable partner is Tox the Golem. And is Tixx part of the consortium? Don't believe so. Nope. He's just a toy maker in the world.
Yeah. As far as I know.
So I believe somewhere we have off in the horizon, we have the airship there as well.
Oh yeah, it's around here. It's
right there. Oh, there it is.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It's been hanging up there all the time.
Yeah. So that's the airship that you'll be able to get into. Again, we're going to be doing a walkthrough on Monday, talking more about that.
I'm just wandering down, and I'll pop into the snowball.
Oh yeah.
Snowball fight area.
Yeah, let's go check out the snowball fight area.
It's one of the areas I did for Wintersday. So
now, if you I
could run around there.
Now, for all of the so you decorated Snowball Mayhem.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my map.
So let's talk about.
Sure, I'll go.
Yeah, sure. Run! The giant snowball.
I love the giant snowball.
So.
Roll people.
So, have you done any other PvP maps, or was this one your first?
I guess the Mad King's Labyrinth would potentially be considered. Oh, don't look at that. A PvP kind of map, and then this would be another one. It's I haven't done many, but yeah, just those two.
Okay. So, what was the idea of decorating here? I mean,
we just came up with the simple idea of snowball fight. We wanted two bases, separated from each other in a downward kind of plan for the playing area, and
so
then I was off and running.
So it's opposite of King of the Hill. It's you have to go into a valley and sort of slog it out down there.
Yeah.
And this is that sort of jumping puzzle you can use to close a lot of the terrain quickly.
Yeah, this one I added this year. I felt that getting across was a little slow using the other jump across. So, threw some snowflakes in to help people get across here.
Oh.
The jumps aren't, the easiest, so you're going to take a little risk coming across.
Beefy McCheesy, you can make it. I believe in you.
But hopefully with this, you can cut across, maybe cut off some package delivers a little bit better, or, have a little more chance of cutting people off.
Now, those snowflakes, those weren't disintegrating snowflakes.
No.
Okay, because I saw you standing there, I thought,
I know.
Okay.
I thought maybe they might be turned into those, but it was decided that it better leave them solid.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll leave them solid.
Now, did you do the ice castle?
I did not make those. Tomas made those.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome at what he does. But yeah, nope. I just put him there this time. There are times where I do make props and make assets. It all depends on the project and time scale that I have to work on.
So compared to other ones, I mean, how do you build all this?
What?
Snowman sentries.
Yeah.
So when you build off all of these, how big is the library that you can go to for all this? And is there a point where you just go, like when you came to it this year, it's like, man, I wish I had this in the library.
Yeah, there's some. That's when these kind of props get made. When I'm in there trying to do the best with what we have, and then we realize that we just need new props and we need some new things to make this, just feel better and look better, and then that's when these get made.
Okay. A couple questions. One's regarding Tixx. What college is Tixx part of? I'm not sure if we established that. I'll look into that and try to get back to you. And someone says, I see a lot of beautiful Christmas-like themes. Are there any themes based on other holidays? At this time,
yeah, not really. I guess you go by what you know, right? And so we do a lot of Christmassy things here, so I think that kind of bleeds over a little bit into the decorating of the Wintersday stuff. Okay. So it just kind of happens.
Okay. And another question, is there a specific decoration, whether it be a small item or a large concept, that you really want to implement but have been unable to do so?
Not that I can think of right hand. Normally, we try to get everything we really want in. If we have to cut a little corners here and there to get it in, we try. We try to, So nothing I've left out.
So when will you start thinking about Wintersday 2014?
As soon as I'm put on the team. It's kind of off in the distance there. I know it has a backlog of great ideas and a lot of things that that started off in the first year that we would always love to add and put in, and hopefully we'll get those opportunities.
Okay. Yeah. A rather silly question from the based on Twitter. John often runs around pantless. Is he wearing pants at the moment? I am wearing pants, and I don't run around pantsless. That's Peter Freeze. So, all right.
Those aren't pants.
These aren't pants?
I don't know what those are.
Is it like is it a jort?
Well, here in Seattle we have the Utilikilt.
Oh gosh, no. No. Especially when you wake up and it's like 18 degrees out, and it's like no.
These were the original jumps. So these were a little. These were a little harder to get across here.
Beefy McCheesy's knees would be just like his shins would be up through his throat at this point. Okay, so
yeah, it's a traditional run across right there.
So why did you make the choice to put in the snowflake bridge?
I just wanted faster access across that area. Every time when I was playing last year, I'd always try to do the cutoff. You spawn in, the package is going up the hill, and you want to get there in time, and sometimes it's challenging to cut them off at the pass. So I was hoping that this will give players just a little bit better chances of making that run a little more difficult.
Mm-hmm. So this sounds like it's, instead of just sort of an aesthetic, this sounds like it was a design decision.
A gameplay type thing. Yeah. I mean, I come from, competitive, PvP kind of games way back when. So some of that carries over in my map making today.
Okay. Let's see. I think we are just about rounding the horn. We're finishing up Wintersday, this live stream. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
No, not at all.
Well, not that I can think of. I mean, I'm not that I know of.
Okay. Well then, I think we're going to start winding things down here. Thank you everybody for all the great questions. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Just a reminder, we will have a live gameplay preview of Wintersday activities on Monday noon Seattle time. So we hope you can tune in for that. Also, Kevin and I will be going on to the forums and try to tackle questions that we didn't get to this time around. So again, thank you very much for tuning in. Take care. We hope you have a happy holidays, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.